Live. Okay, so good morning all. Good morning students. So before we start, you please comment whether am I audible to you or not. Okay, so let the people join, then we'll start. Okay. Good morning, Azullah. Okay, so yesterday we have given you homework. Is the homework finished? Did you solve problems? Do you have doubts? Doubts in the previous chapter? Any doubts? What about doubts? Yesterday I taught you which chapter? I taught you ionic equilibrium. Do we have doubts in ionic equilibrium? Question number 5. The H plus of a solution is 0.03 molar. The POH of the solution is this question, right? Guru, this question only. The H plus of a solution is 0.03 molar. The POH of the solution is. Question number 5 is they are saying H plus is equals to 0.03 and find POH. Right, this is question. Then what happens is, if H plus I know, so I can write this into 3 into 10 power minus 2. So I can calculate pH as 2 minus log 3. Once I able to get 2 minus log 3, POH equals to what? 14 minus pH. So 14 minus 2 plus log 3. 14 minus 2, 12.4771. Question number 6 is also your doubts. Kw of water at 25 degrees Celsius is equal to 10 power minus 14. Its value at 90 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is in theory. On increasing temperature, Kw also increases. On increasing temperature, Kw also increases. So when temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, Kw comes as somewhere 10 power minus 14. If temperature is 90 degrees Celsius, Kw becomes 10 power minus 12. Any other doubt? Any other doubt? If you do not have doubts, then we'll proceed. If you have, you can comment fast. Okay, so no doubts. Okay, next chapter will start now. So the next chapter is known as chemical thermodynamics. I think you people are not solving the module. If you do not solve the module, you will find very much difficult in the exam to solve to get the marks. Okay, so I suggest you start solving the module daily. Okay, so next chapter is chemical thermodynamics. Now in this chapter we'll do some things, okay, such as, okay, now, so first thing is there are things which we should find out, okay, such as first heading is system. First heading is system. System is part of universe which is under supervision. Part of universe which is under supervision. Okay. So that is called system. And the other part of the universe which is not under supervision is known as surrounding. And the line which separates system and surrounding is known as boundary. Right? So there are three things. No? System, surroundings, and boundary. Okay. So surrounding is remaining part of universe. Boundary is line which separates system and surroundings. Okay, these are the basic things. Once you have basic thing, then systems. There is a classification. There are classification of systems. Okay, first system is known as open system. Second system is known as closed system. Third system is known as isolated system. Okay. Open system is where mass and energy transfer take place. Mass and energy transfer takes place. For closed system, only energy transfer takes place. For isolated, no transfer. No transfer, neither mass nor energy. That's why whenever in a problem, if isolated system is given, that isolated system will always go for adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. This is the hint given in the problem. If there is a hint that isolated system, it means the process is adiabatic. They will not mention the process adiabatic. They will mention the system is isolated system. If the system is isolated system, then automatically the process is adiabatic. And in the process of adiabatic, Q is 0, which is known as heat transfer is 0 for adiabatic. Okay. Whereas in open system, mass as well as energy all are getting transferred. In closed system, only energy will get transferred, no mass transfer. In isolated system, no transfer at all, which means becomes an adiabatic process. And surrounding, we don't have much data. We do not study surrounding at all because it is not part of our supervision. Boundary, the line which separates system and surrounding, we study a little bit of it, such as boundary can be real or imaginary. It could be real or imaginary. In an open system, it is imaginary. In a closed system, it is real. Okay, next one. It can also be fixed or movable. It could be fixed. It can also be fixed or movable. In a closed container, it could be fixed boundary also or movable boundary also. Let's take a furnace. If you take a furnace, its walls are fixed. They don't move. So, fixed boundary. Movable boundary happens in piston assembly system. Piston assembly systems looks like this. This is an important system which will take care in your mostly in chemistry and mostly in physics thermodynamics chapter. Okay. This wall, which I am darkening with the blue color, is movable. There are 3 more boundaries. Those 3 are fixed. They don't move. This is a disc which moves up and down. As it is able to move up and down, that's why it is called movable boundary. Clear? Inside this could be a gas molecules. So this whole system is known as piston assembly system. Okay? Copy all. Any doubt in this case till now? Copy fast. Okay. Done now? Okay, so the next thing. Okay, now what happens? The next heading is called intensive and extensive variables. Intensive or extensive variables. So first we talk about extensive variable. Extensive variable. Now in case of extensive variable, this goes like this. Those thermodynamic property whose value depends on the size or mass of system. those thermodynamic property whose value depends on the size or mass of the system. Okay. Now examples such as mass itself, or volume. If you take a system such as like this, one system you have taken, okay, it depends on the size of system. If you try to, then right now the total mass is m, okay, but if you cut it into two parts, so the mass has been changed. This is m by 2, this is m by 2. So its mass on changing, on doing partition, the mass of the system is changing, right? So mass, volume, total V volume, but now I have classified into two parts, so volume becomes V by 2. So volume also becomes an extensive property. Next one is enthalpy, energy, Gibbs free energy. These all are extensive property. And the next one is called intensive property. Next one is known as intensive property. Now the intensive property, our definition is independent. There is a word called intensive. That's why this is a trick. Intensive property means independent of size of the system. Independent of the size of the system. Examples such as temperature. Now, I was having a system, temperature was T, let's say it was a rod. With thickness. Now you have broken the rod into two parts. Will the temperature change? No, the temperature will not change. It means it is independent of the size of the system. If I break the system also, there is no change in value of the property. Those property are known as intensive or independent of the size of the system. Okay, temperature. Next are refractive index. Next are EMF. And if you write mass, you can also write moles. Here we can write pressure. What else we can write? We can also write work there. Here I can write molar volume. Okay, etc. Any doubt till now? Any doubt? Any doubt? If you have doubt, you can write. Copied? Copied? Okay. Next. So this is right up till we are also in theory of thermodynamics. Okay. Till now we have not gone to numericals. So this will be little bit tough. You have to write it so that sometime if by mistake sometimes question comes. So that's why we have covering the theory part also of it. Okay. So after I cover theory, then we'll go to numerical also. Okay, so after once we studied this, then the next heading is known as state function. State function. Next heading is known as state function. Now the state function is what? State function is those thermodynamic initial and final state of system. Those thermodynamic property which depends on initial and final state of the system. Depends only on initial and final state of the system. Examples: pressure, volume, temperature, U, H, S, G. Okay, I have written PVT, UHSG. Your job is, your work is now is this, you have to write what is this all in one line in your chat box. What all this is. I have written symbols. You have to write what are these thermodynamic properties in your chat box. And write in only one line, all. Don't write P1 line, V1 line like this. Write everything in one and in your chat box. Write the answer now. Right first. Let me see how many people knows this H or S or G. Pressure, volume, temperature, internal energy, enthalpy, entropy gives free energy. Gagan Gopal has got correct. Who else? Pressure, volume, temperature, internal energy, enthalpy, entropy and Gibbs energy. Correct. Ooh. Pressure, volume, temperature, enthalpy. What happened to Asdullah Khan? This before enthalpy you have internal energy also. You missed internal energy. Okay, good. So most of the people knows now. Then next is after you have a state function. So I'm not going to write their names, okay? As we know them, okay? So path function. Next one is known as path function. Now the path function is those property which depends on initial and final state, also the path followed by system from initial to final step or final state. Understand the definition? Path function is those property which depends on initial and final state and also the path followed by system from initial state to reaching out final state are known as path function. Okay, and the examples are only two. It has got limited example. What are those? Q and W. So what are these two also? You write on that also in chat box. heat and work. Okay. Now, so heat and work. Now this is till now all theory. Now we are going to proceed with the numericals. Okay, numerical part of it. Okay, so we going to erase it. Okay, so now after this we have got what? We have got sign convention. Sign convention. Now sign convention means what? Sign convention means is sign convention means I have got a system, okay? I have got a system. Now if the system is heat is absorbed, if heat is absorbed by the system, if the heat is absorbed by the system, then Q will be positive. Q value has to be positive. But then heat is released by the system, then Q will be negative. Okay. But then important point here is this line could also be written in another manner. What is the another manner? The another manner is heat is absorbed by surrounding. Heat is released by the system, system is losing energy. But if I say heat is absorbed by surrounding, so surrounding is absorbing heat. From where the heat is coming? From system, right? So, but the Q will be same. These are the theoretical way to write a statement. Okay? Both. The same way I have done here, the same way I can do it here also. Right? So, here what I know? Heat is released by surrounding. Heat. Surrounding is losing energy, that's why system is gaining that much heat. So Q becomes positive, right? Then next one is work. Work is done on the system. When the work is done on the system, then W is positive. When work is done on the system, W is positive, and work is done by the system. Work is done on the system, W positive. Work is done by the system, W becomes negative. The whole statement can also be said in different manner. How? I can say like this. Work is done by the surroundings. Work is done by the surrounding. W becomes positive because work is done by the surrounding, means system on system I'm doing some work. So what is doing work on the system? Surrounding is pushing the system. That's called work is done by the surrounding. This could be written now. Work is done on the surroundings. Understanding? Any doubt in this till now? Copy fast. Copied? Okay, right? Copied? If you copied, you comment, yes, we have copied. Okay, so we'll write one question. Okay, we'll try to solve a question. The system has lost 20 joules of energy while doing work of 30 joules. Find out Q and W values. Solve this question fast. Solve. This question solved or not? Guru, there is no 10 value here. I did not write 10 value anywhere. So this line is lost 20 joules of energy. Lost 20 joules of energy. The system is losing energy. It means heat is released by the system. So Q equals to minus 20 joules. Okay? Yes, many people are writing correct now. While doing work of 30 joules. So who is doing work? System. System is doing work, right? So work is done by the system. So W equals to minus 30 joules. Both are negative. Understood? That's why the sign convention is important. So if you know the sign convention, you can correctly write the value sign of these values. If the sign is incorrect, the whole question will be incorrect because there is a minus plus change. Okay? That's why this is important. So the correct answer is minus 20 joules and minus 30 joules. Okay? Easy job. Okay. Now we'll go to numerical theories. Okay. So first. Now there are types of process. Types of process. Okay. Not down to this. Types of thermodynamic property. Types of thermodynamic properties. Types of thermodynamic properties. What are those thermodynamic properties? We'll go one by one. Q, which is heat. Secondly, we go W, which is work. Third, we go internal. Third, we go as capital U, which is known as internal energy. Fourth we go as H, which is known as enthalpy. Fifth we go as S, which is known as entropy. Sixth we go as G, gives free energy. Okay, so we get 6. Now I should have values. These are properties, so they can ask you to calculate all these 6. So you should have 6 formulas also, right? So now Q. So for Q formula, it does not have any direct formula. What is point? Q you cannot calculate directly. There is no direct formula to calculate Q. Then how do I calculate Q? I'll tell you later on. But work. W has a formula. What is this? Work done on the system, which is known as W equals to minus P delta V. W equals to minus P delta V. This is formula for work done. W equals to minus P delta V. W equals to minus P delta V. W equals to minus P delta V. Okay. What is W? W. This formula you can use only when W, whatever formula you, this formula when you use it, the W which you get from this formula is work done on the system. This is very important. You are using this formula, but the questioner is asking that work done by the system. You can use this formula, but the answer is not the correct answer which in the question they are asking. So in the question, what you do? This formula will give you work done on the system. If they ask work done by the system, put one minus behind the value. Okay, change the sign. That's all you will get the work done by the other system. Okay, the internal energy. Now it has a relation that this internal energy which is denoted by U, so delta U equals to Q plus W. Delta U equals to Q plus W. It means delta U, Q and W, they are related now. Okay. This and these three are related. How they are related? Delta U equals to Q plus W. Now there are Q and W. I already told you sign convention. So it matters, you need to know these Q and W are which one. So this W is work done on the system. This Q is heat absorbed by the system. Heat absorbed by the system. So delta U equals to Q plus W, work done on the system or heat absorbed by the system. Okay. Then, so if you want to find Q, and that time I told you there is no direct formula. This is a formula which is not direct. Is because Q equals to what then? Q equals to delta U minus W. It means to find Q always, you need to know two things. What are those two things? Delta U and W. So W, there is a direct formula. You can calculate W. But what about delta U? So delta U also has got formula. See on this side. So delta U has also got a direct formula. And that formula is delta U equals to NCV delta T. NCV delta T. Delta U you want to find. So you can calculate from here. Okay, what is N? N is number of moles of gas. What is CV? CV is heat capacity at constant volume. Heat capacity at constant volume. What is delta T? Change in temperature. change in temperature. Okay, so I'm going to give now CV. Without CV you can't solve these questions, right? So I'm going to give you CV values now. Okay, what are those CV values? So what happens is, here is CV, there is CP. Okay, then there is a gamma which is known as CP by CV. I'm going to make a table. Okay, here I'm going to write it as such as monoatomic gas. If the gas is monoatomic, then CV is 3 by 2R. CP is 5 by 2R. Gamma will come as 5 by 3. This is for monoatomic. Okay, once you are right for monoatomic, then we have diatomic gas. In a case of diatomic gas, you will have this as 5 by 2R. This will become as 7 by 2R. This will become 7 by 5. Okay, then you will have triatomic gas. Okay, in a case of triatomic gas, this will become 3R, this will become 4R, so that will become 4 by 3. Easy? Okay, so that's how it will cover a table. And CP minus CV equals to R. That is another formula. CP minus CV equals to R. So that is another formula which will help me to find out. Now I know CP also, CV also, all things I know. Right? Now what happens? So delta U I know. Now it comes to delta H. Full zoom. Okay, full zoom. Delta H. Now the delta H equals to one more. NCP delta T. NCP delta T. That is direct formula. Delta H equals to NCP. What is N? Number of moles. CP, heat capacity at constant pressure. CP is known as heat capacity at constant pressure. Whose value already I told you. Okay, so this is one formula. Delta H has one more formula. What is that formula? Delta H equals to delta U plus delta PV. Internal energy. P is what? Change in pressure, change in product of pressure and volume. Sometimes pressure changes, volume changes those. If nothing is changing, not pressure and volume, and there is one more formula which is delta H equals to delta U plus delta NGRT. This is used for chemical reaction. In a thermodynamics, if there is a chemical reaction and they are asking you to find out delta H and delta U, this is the reaction, this is the formula you should use. This is for chemical reaction. So wherever there is a chemical reaction, you bet that this is the formula which will help you to get the answer. That is delta H. Now we got delta S. Okay, S has a formula. What is the formula? S is entropy. Entropy is known as measurement of randomness, measurement of disorder, measurement of randomness. Okay, so Q is defined as Q by T. One formula is this. S equals to Q by T. S equals to Q by T. Okay, S equals to Q by T. Where Q is what? Q is enthalpy. Q is enthalpy. And T is absolute temperature. And T is absolute temperature. Okay, then what we can have one more formula. Delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. Delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus nr ln V2 by V1. This is another formula. What is N? Number of moles of gas. CV, heat capacity at constant volume. Ln is logarithmic, right? T2 by T1, final temperature by initial temperature. N, number of moles are gas constant. Ln, logarithmic base E, V2 by V1. Okay. Then the last we have Gibbs free energy. Gibbs free energy formula is delta G equals to delta H minus T delta S. Delta G equals to delta H minus T delta S. It has got one more formula. What is the formula? Delta G equals to delta G naught plus RT ln Q. Delta G equals to delta G naught plus RT ln Q. This is again for chemical reaction. Okay. So now please copy all. If you have any doubts, you ask me doubts. This is the important slide of the thermodynamics chapter. If you are not copying this, you cannot solve the problem on the base of thermodynamics. So this is the slide you must copy, and this is the slide you must be memorizing also, because these formulas are not there in the exam. Understand? So all those 50 people try to copy, try to write it down. Once you have copied, then let me know. Any doubt? Anywhere you are finding it difficult? You can tell me. Sir, can you explain entropy formula once again? Okay. So S is entropy, which is equals to Q by T. Q is heat absorbed. Okay, by temperature. Temperature must be in Kelvin. Now this is change in entropy. N Cv ln T2 by T1 plus Nr ln V2 by V1. What is N? Number of moles of gas. Cv is heat capacity at constant volume. What is ln? Ln is logarithmic. Logarithmic base E. Base E. So here we can write, okay, here it is visible. Okay, ln x equals to 2.303 log x. This is one formula. And delta G naught is Gibbs free energy at standard state. At standard state. Easy. Done? Okay, all many people copied? Yes? Can I erase it? Can I erase if you have copied it?
6, but they will give me a process. These all 6 are state function which depends on initial and final state. So there should be an initial, there should be final. It means there should be a change of state from initial to final, then it should be a process. Because whenever you want to reach from this point A to point B, you are going to move. So system is also going to move from point A to point B. In order while you are moving, so in chemical we call it as process. We can't call it as reaction because they are not taking place from one step to another. We will call it as process. Okay. So there are types of process. In those process they will ask you to find out. Okay. So first process is known as reversible isothermal process. First process is known as reversible isothermal process. This process is a part. This process is a part of isothermal process. Okay. Isothermal process. In that we have reversible isothermal process. So now once you have reversible isothermal process, what does it give? So first thing is isothermal process. First we'll explain this one. Isothermal process means what? What is isothermal? Iso is same. Iso means same. Thermal means temperature. So constant temperature. Constant temperature. Right? Once you have constant temperature, it means what? It means this. T2 equals to T1. How many people agree with me on this point? If you agree, you please comment yes, you understood this point. T2 equals to T1. Right, so T2 equals to T1. If that is true, then don't you think I could write this? If I could write this, don't you think this I could write? Once I reach this, there are many things which I could easily write. Now, if delta T is 0, what about delta U? If you remember formula as NCV delta. How much delta U? How much delta U? Delta T, I can keep it here. Then this becomes 0. It means I have delta U 0. Right? What? Let's say delta U is also 0. Then next formula I have delta H, and that formula is NCP delta T. How much this value? How much delta H value? Also 0. So delta H is also 0. Okay. Then, so in what we things we have to find out in these process, we have to find Q, W, H, Q, W, U, H and S. There are these 5 things we'll find out. G generally is not find out in all the process. We only try to find 5 variables. G will be find out in a very rare cases. Only one formula is applicable. Delta G equals to delta H minus T delta S. things. Okay, so that's why we will not do for delta G for all the process. We will do only 5. Out of this, how many things I have find out? I have calculated UH. Right? I'm going to calculate now S. What is the formula of S? NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. That was a formula. Right? If that is a formula, T2 equals to T1. It means what? T2 by T1 equals to 1. This value becomes 1. This value becomes 1. And ln 1 or ln 1 could be written as 2.303 log 1. Log 1 is 0. This factor is 0. Now I need to look at the NR ln V2 by V1. So if you apply equation of state here, what is equation of state? Equation of state is P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. This is known as equation of state. This is derived from gaseous state. Okay. So now T1 will get cancelled. T1 and T2 will get cancelled. So what you have is P1 by P2 equals to V2 by V1. It means delta S is equals to NR ln V2 by V1 or NR ln. Now V2 by V1 is equals to NR ln P1 by P2. Okay, this is one formula. Or I could also write delta S equals to 2.303 NR log V2 by V1. So now I have calculated these also. Right? Okay, so once I have done this, only two things are remaining, Q and W. So now I am going to solve for Q and W. To solve for Q and W, I know delta U equals to Q plus W. And delta U is 0, just now calculated. 0 equals to Q plus W. So Q equals to minus W. Q equals to minus W. Q equals to minus W. Now, if you want to find Q, you should know W. Right? Now the W has a formula which I have memorized. Right? W formula is minus P delta V. Okay? P delta V. Now, as this is a reversible process, this formula converts into dW equals to minus PdV. Okay. Then we have to do integration. We do integration V1 to V2 0 to W. I'm not going to derive it. I'm going to simply write a formula. What is the formula of W? So when you solve this formula, we get W equals to minus nRT ln V2 by V1. nRT ln V2 by V1. Or I could also write minus 2.303 nRT log V2 by V1. Right? This is W formula. And if you know W formula, Q equals to minus W. Q equals to minus W. So we can have Q value also. So now I have calculated both of them. Understand? Understood? Any doubt? If you do not have doubts, please copy fast. Copy fast. Have you copied it? Copied. Okay. So now write down one question. Write down one question. This question I'm not going to write on board. You have to write. I'm going to dictate a question. Okay. Question is, write down question. Find out Q, W, internal energy, enthalpy and entropy for reversible isothermal process when system undergoes expansion from 4 liter to 12 liter of volume, from 4 liter to 12 liter of volume at temperature 27 degrees Celsius, at temperature 27 degrees Celsius, and number of moles are 2 moles, and number of moles are 2 moles of helium gas. 2 moles of helium gas. 2 moles of helium gas. Okay? Solve now. Once you solve, you don't need to write single value of Q, W. Don't write one by one. You solve whole problem. Once you solve whole problem, write all 5 values in your answer, and then hit the enter in your comment box. Okay? Try to solve this question now. try fast. If you have done, if you are able to get the answer of this question, you can solve thermodynamic problem in your exam also. Okay, so try to solve this problem. Do you need any data? You want any data? If you need any data, you can ask me. I will give you some data if you want. Done. So can I solve now? Anyone able to get the answer? Anyone? Sir, R value should be take, yes, we should, Narayan, we should take R as 8.314 only. Then only we'll get answer in joules. Okay, now I'll solve this question. So first is, it is reversible isothermal process, as they are saying. If it is a reversible isothermal process, then one thing I know sure, certainly delta T equals to 0. So delta U equals to 0. Delta H also equals to 0. Delta S I can calculate as NR ln V2 by V1. Now delta S equals to how many moles? 2 moles. R 8.314 into 2.303 log V2. V2 is 12 by 4. So delta S equals to 2 into 8.314 into 2.303 log 3. Because it will cancel 4 3s are 12. So now I can write delta S equals to 2 into 8.314
into 2.303 into 0.4771. Your job is to multiply them and get me an answer. This is the delta S. Now after writing delta S, three things I finished. These three. Next is Q and W. So W equals to, I have memorized formula, right? What is the formula? nRT ln V2 by V1. So W equals to minus N2 R 8.314 T. T must be in Kelvin. So 27 plus 273. 300 into 2.303 log 12 by 4. So W equals to minus 2 into 8.314 into 300 into 2.303 into log 3. So W equals to minus 2 into 8.314 into 300 into 2.303 into 0.4771. That is your W with minus sign. With minus sign. Right? Then Q, whatever W you get, positive value of Q it is. Understand? Okay, this will come somewhere 18.26 joules. Okay. This will come as 5479 joules. So Q will come as 5479 joules. You can write the answer in kilojoules also. W equals to minus 5.4 kilojoules also. Work is not done by the system. Devidas, work is not done by the system. System is undergoing expansion. Expansion means what? System is undergoing from 4 liter to 12 liter. From 4 liter to 12 liter. So system, now work is done by the system and the work is done by the system, then the W is negative. If the work is done on the system, then W is positive. This W is work done on the system, which is negative. And Havel-Chanas, we cannot use Q by T because Q by T is used when you have Q and T. Okay. First you want to calculate Q there, then divided by T, then only you will get delta S. But directly we have formula for delta S, that's why we directly use delta S formula. Understood? Okay. Okay, so now we'll go to next question. Understood? If everyone has understood, please comment that yes, we have understood the question. If you have understood, please comment that yes, it is understood, so that we can move on to next topic. This is second. Irreversible isothermal process. Till in this process, till all these three values are same. All three formulas are so directly we will write delta T is 0, delta U is 0, delta H is 0, delta S equals to N R ln V2 by V1. Then what is the difference? Q W is different. W equals to minus P delta V here. W equals to minus P delta V here. Okay. So W equals to directly one formula we have. They will give pressure. If the pressure is given, volume is given, so you can write formula as minus P V2 minus V1. This is the formula of W. If P is not given, you can write nRT by V, V2 minus V1. This will be a final volume. That's also you can, from here also you can calculate W. Once you know the W, then Q equals to minus W. Copied this also. Done? Done? Copied? Okay, so the next, this is easy. Irreversible means only W and Q are changed, remaining all are same. Okay? Now once we finish isothermal process, the next process is known as isobaric process. Isobaric process. Now in a case of isobaric, iso is same, bar is a pressure, so constant pressure. What we get? We get constant pressure. Now the constant pressure means what? I can write P2 equals to P1, right? P2 minus P1 equals to 0. So delta P is equals to 0. Once I write delta P 0, do you have any formula where delta P comes? Tell me. Out of these 5 formulas, do you have any formula where delta P is coming? Tell me. So what is the answers? Do I have any formula? Right, so there are no formula where delta P could be used. Right, so it is not able to use here. But what happens is this now. Okay, so W, first thing we'll find out W. W have a formula minus P delta V. Minus P delta V. Pressure is constant. Again I'll apply equation of state P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. P1 will get cancelled, so I can have V1 by T1 equals to V2 by T2. Or V1 by V2 equals to T1 by T2. This is another. Right? Then, now in the case of here, what happens is W equals to minus P, V2 minus V1. 2 volumes are given, job is done. If 2 volumes are given, you get the volume from there, put it here, you will have your answer. Okay, if the volumes are not given,
What could be given is temperature. So then you can replace this V by PV equals to nRT, right? So this V is equals to nRT by P. It means this formula could be become as minus P nRT2 by P minus nRT1 by P. That means what? P and nRT can come common, so it will become nRT2 minus T1, which will become W equals to minus nR delta T. One is this formula, W, this is another formula. Okay? Then, what about Q? Q equals to N C, so not Q, delta U. Delta U equals to N CV delta T. Right? Okay. So now I want to find Q. So delta U equals to Q plus W. Then what it happens is delta U I write N CV delta T equals to Q plus, now instead of W I write the formula of W. So I write the formula of this W minus NR delta T. So Q can go there, W can go there. So I can write NCV delta T plus NR delta T. N and delta T can come common. So Q equals to N delta T CV plus R. This is equals to Cp. So Q is equals to N Cp delta T. Now, my question to you here is, have you written this formula before? Have you written this formula before but not with Q? Then what? This formula. Tell me. This formula is equal to something you have written, but this is equal to what? Right, that is equals to delta H. So this Q, this is important point. This Q is also equals to delta H. When you write this formula, we also say QP. This means if the process is isobaric, this is Q. Q is what? Heat absorbed by the system, that is the same Q. This is heat absorbed by the system. So for an isobaric process, if they ask heat absorbed by the system, it means they are asking QP. You don't need to do all this. You can simply write QP equals to delta H and delta H equals to NCP delta T. Understand point? So that is a trick. If they ask heat absorbed by the system, they are asking QP. If they are asking QP, QP equals to delta H equals to NCP delta T. Okay. So what are the things I have calculated till now? Q done. Yes, Q done. W done. U done. Delta H also done. What I have not done is delta S. So now I will do for delta S here. Do I have formula of delta S? Delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. Right? Yes. Right. So delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1, I can write like that only. Plus NR ln V2 by V1. V2 by V1 equals to what? T2 by T1. Now you will see ln T2 by T1, ln T2 by T1, n is also common. So here also I can write delta S equals to n ln T2 by T1 bracket
CV plus R. CV plus R is CP. So delta S equals to N CP ln T2 by T1 or 2.303 N CP log T2 by T1. Okay, so now copy all. Copy all. Any doubt? These formulas, try to practice them the way I am deriving it. Try to write down and memorize it. Okay, in the exam if you derive it, it is going to take your time. So it is not advisable that in the exam you derive them. But in the exam you should be able to write formula directly. You should be able to write formula directly. So in order to write formula directly, you should practice this 2-3 times. If you practice it 2-3 times, that's all, you can get the answer easily. So, any doubt? Copied? If you copied, then tell me. We'll go to next topic then. Okay. So now we'll go to next topic. Okay, so the next heading we will have is, we have done isothermal, we have done isobaric, the remaining is called isochoric process. Right, isochoric process means constant volume. Right? Okay. So if this is constant volume, what I can have from that? So constant volume means I can write V2 equals to V1. Right, I can write constant V2 equals to V1, so I can write V2 minus V1 equals to 0. Then I can write delta V equals to 0. My question to you is, do you have any formula which have delta V? Do you have any formula which have delta V? If you have any formula, tell me what is that formula? Right? W is there, W formula is there. So W equals to minus P delta V, and delta V is 0. So W is 0. Easy. This is easy, right? Okay, W is 0. Once you have W 0, then what happens? Then I have delta U equals to Q plus W.
delta u equals to q plus w, and now delta u equals to q plus 0. It means q equals to delta u. Now delta u has a formula NCV delta t, so this becomes qv. This becomes qv. What this means? Why? If the process is isochoric, heat absorbed will always be equals to delta u directly. So if the process is given as isochoric and they are asking q, so indirectly they are asking you to calculate delta u. That is, you have to understand it. So heat absorbed at constant volume because it is constant volume. Heat absorbed at constant volume equals to delta u, which is equals to NCP delta T. So I have calculated Q, W, U. Then the next one is delta H. Delta H has got direct formula NCP delta T. In this process, QP is not equal to delta H because QP does not exist in this process. Why? Because there is no constant pressure. There is what? Constant volume. So QP is not here. And neither QP equals to delta H. But here QV is there. Okay? Then one delta H is also done. Then we have delta S. Now delta S has got formula NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. As V2 equals to V1, so I can write V2 by V1 equals to 1. So this value becomes 0 because it will become ln 1. ln 1 is 0. So what you have is delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1. Okay, Vishal, Devda, you want me to explain what again? Which topic you want me to explain again? Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. As it's isochoric process, V2 equals to V1. Volume are same, so V2 by V1 equals to 1, V2 minus V1 equals to 0. So delta V equals to 0, so W equals to minus P delta V. There is a formula where delta V comes. So if there delta V is coming, so W equals to 0. The W equals to 0, so first of this is delta U equals to Q plus W. W is 0, Q is 0, W is 0. So delta U equals to Q. Now delta U has a formula NCV delta T. So QV, because it becomes a constant volume, V stands for volume. V stands for volume. So heat absorbed at constant volume equals to delta U equals to NCV delta T. So if they are given a process constant volume and they are asking Q, so directly you can calculate Q equals to delta U. NCV delta T, delta H equals to NCV delta T, and delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. This factor becomes 0 because V2 by V1 is 1, ln 1 is 0, so you get delta S equals to NCV ln T2 by T1. Understood? Okay. Any other doubt? Anyone else? Any other doubt? Copied also? You have copied? You have copied or not? If you copied, please comment. Okay, so now What is that process? That process has a name called adiabatic process. What is the name? Adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. Okay. Adiabatic process, it will always happen in an isolated system, which I told you in the type of system only. It will happen only in isolated system. So when you have isolated system, it means there is no mass transfer, there is no heat transfer. Heat transfer is not there, it means Q instantaneously is zero. Q itself is zero. Okay. But what happens is, if Q is zero, but this is an adiabatic process. This has a different process altogether than an equation of state. It has followed something of gamma. Okay, what is gamma? So this is one thing, Q is equal to 0. Then we have PV power gamma equals to constant. PV power gamma equals to constant. Gamma is what? Gamma is known as Poisson's ratio, which is equal to Cp by Cv. Okay. If you have adiabatic process, you cannot write PV equals to nRT. Okay. You have to write this value, and this value means if you write for two state, P1 power gamma equals to P2 power gamma. This is one relation. This is one relation. Okay. This is one relation. But if you have this relation, what happens is, most of the time pressure and volume are not given. Volume and temperature is given. It means you don't want pressure, so you want to replace this pressure by nRT by V into V power gamma equals to constant. Then it becomes P dot V power gamma minus 1 equals to constant. Or T1 by T2, T1 by T2 equals to V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1. This is another formula. You can't use those equation states which I taught you as P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2, which that you cannot use it here. Because here all three are variable, okay, and they are variable in the power of gamma. Okay, let's say if the pressure and temperature data is given. If the pressure and temperature data is given, then you will write nRT by P power gamma. Then it will become equals to constant. Then it will become P power 1 minus gamma, T power gamma equals to constant. Or P1 by P2 equals to 1 power minus gamma equals to T2 by T1 power gamma. So 1, 2, 3. These are the three different equations which adiabatic process must follow. But we were not able to do this. We were solving Q, W, H and U, right? So Q I have done, W I am going to do now. So delta U equals to W plus Q. Q is 0. So delta U equals to W and W equals to delta U equals to NCV delta T. NCV delta T. This is one formula. This is one formula of delta T. I can have one more formula of delta W, which is P2 V2 minus P1 V1 power gamma minus 1. This is another formula of W. P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1. So we have calculated Q, W, delta U. Now the next thing is, Shyam this side. Delta H equals to NCP delta T. and delta S. Here we'll use Q by T. And once you use Q by T, so Q is 0, so delta S is 0. These adiabatic processes are also known as isentropic process. Because their delta S is 0. Their delta S is 0, which is known as isentropic process, constant entropy. Done? Any doubt? Do you have? Now copy all. Copied, right? Okay. Now. Okay, so now what happens is we have some laws out there. After adiabatic process, one more we do, which is known as cyclic process. Next process is cyclic process. Now the cyclic process is something like this. If you have pressure and volume data on a graph, if a complete cycle is there, let's say I start from here, okay? If I start from here, I went, this is A, B, C, D. So I went from A to B. Now on moving from A to B, can you tell me what type of process is this? A to B. Tell me first. A to B is what type of process? What is the name of A to B process? I've taught you 4 type of process. Isothermal, isobaric, isochoric, adiabatic. Which one is A to B? So, write the correct answer. We'll draw a line like this. At this line, what is constant? Pressure is constant. At this line, pressure is constant, so that process is isobaric. What about B to C? Not isothermal, Vimla, no isothermal. Next is B to C. B to C will draw one more line. At this line, isochoric, right? C to D, C to D, C to D. Now C2D is isobaric. My question is, just now you have told me that there are two isobaric processes. There are two isobaric processes. What is the difference between this A to B? What is the difference between A to B and C to D? Both are isobaric only. What is the difference between them? Is there any difference or both are same? So the correct answer is one is expansion, one is compression. How do I know which one is expansion, which is compression? If you see from A to B, pressure is constant, but what is happening to volume? Volume is increasing. So A to B is known as isobaric expansion. Isobaric expansion. This is known as isobaric compression. Right? Then this is A to B and C to D. What about D to A? D to A. D to A is also isobaric. What should I write here now? Expansion, compression, how they are different? How isobaric process are these two isobaric processes are different? What is different between them? The way you told me expansion and compression. Can I use expansion and compression? Again. Can I use expansion and compression again? Himalchana, we cannot use isobaric compression. The reason is isobaric is constant volume. Isobaric is constant volume. But compression means you are decreasing the volume. So one side you are saying volume is constant, next side you are saying you are decreasing the volume, which is not correct. So you cannot use isobaric compression. What should I write here? What should I write here? Compression I can't write. Gagan Gopal is incorrect. We can't write compression or expansion because volume is fixed now. Isobaric means this much volume. This much volume is now I cannot decrease this volume, now I can increase it. Volume is not changing. Pressure is changing. But how do I say this pressure here? So, the word goes here is P2C. P2C, what is increasing? Increasing pressure. You need to think. What you need to think is how pressure is increasing. No expansion also. Okay, you need to think how pressure is increasing. So this is called isochoric heating. This is called isochoric heating. This is called isochoric heating. If you heat, so slowly you are giving more and more energy, but the volume is fixed. If the volume is fixed, you are giving heating. So after some time, what will happen? More pressure will build up. More pressure will build up, which is called isochoric heating. So automatically, this is an example of isochoric cooling. Understood? Now, why did I do this? Because started from A point, I went to B, then C, then D, then A. I came back to A again. I came back to A again. This point and that point I have achieved again. It means once I have come back again, then if I go again, I am repeating my own same path. That process is known as cyclic process. That process is known as cyclic process. Once you have cyclic process, then there is one point here is, what is the point here? That all state function change in all state function is 0. Is 0. Change in all state function is 0 in cyclic process. It means what? Delta T is 0. Which delta T? From here to again delta E. Delta U 0. Delta P 0. Delta V 0. Delta U 0, which is important. Delta H 0, which is important. Delta S 0, which is important. Delta G 0, which is important. All are state function. Right? But I did not write two more. What are those? Q and W. So as delta U is 0, you have 0 equals to Q plus W. So Q equals to minus W. Then this W is equals to known as area under the cycle. Area under the cycle. Area under the cycle. You find out the area. That is the value here. Put the value here. Multiply by minus. You have your Q value. You have your Q value. You have your Q value. Understand? Okay, understood now? Any doubt do you have? If you do not have doubts, please comment yes, understood, sir. Okay, so now we'll talk about our homework. So module 1. Okay, module 1. In this module, then we have page number 121. We have got page number 121. We have got somewhere around 43 problems. Your homework is to solve module 1, page number 121. 43 problems are there. Solve them. If you get doubts, tomorrow we'll discuss them. Okay? Understood? If you do not solve those problems, you cannot get the marks in the exam because you have not tried them any time. So try to solve all these problems from the module, and this whoever is not having it, you will get it in the groups. Okay? Okay. Thank you all. We'll continue in the next class. Okay?